Okay, so last week's Total Divas spent almost entirely on the build to WrestleMania. This one is nowhere near as grand. It was still entertaining to watch, but it's hard to beat the play up to WrestleMania, matches getting cut, things of that nature, to go to this one. A lot of this one focused on pretty much two storylines. One, Nikki, Brie, John, Brian were kind of doing like a life swap. First, everyone went to John's palace. And I do mean palace. His house is probably at least 10 times the size of the home that I'm currently in. So they walk through, it's like, here's the grand entrance, here's his cigar room, here's the dressing room. And the whole time, Brian is walking around like, okay. They go to the guest house. It's also the pool house. And he goes, yeah, this house is better than the house that I live in. And of course, the show is massive car collection. Actually, it doesn't seem massive, it just seems really expensive. And then they go to Brian's home in Aberdeen, Washington. He actually owns the home that he was raised in, born and raised in. So they're all there, and it's kind of like, oh wow, this is rainy, cold, and there's geese poop everywhere. There's a lot of discussion about the geese poop. And they actually do a wood chopping event where the twins take on Brian and John, where they had to cut 3 times as much wood. The girls cut 8, which is good in 6 minutes. That's a lot to cut. 8 blocks of wood in 6 minutes. So the men have to cut 3 times as much. John powers his way through like 23 blocks, which is a ridiculous pace. Now Daniel Bryan has to cut through 2 to win. Yeah, he doesn't even get through 1. So therefore, the team of Daniel Bryan and John Cena lose to the Bella Twins. Okay. They would very admire yourself like dealing with the Funkadactyls trying to get sexier outfits and having issues. Most of those issues get blurred out because even though it's a TV-14 or a step above the PG rating, they still don't want to show that much of the female body of a diva. But then the majority of it was spent on Eva Marie, who kind of has a crush on Fandango, which it makes sense. He appears to be a pretty, fairly gregarious sort of individual. They show this really interesting clip where when they first met, Fandango went to do like the hold hand to the kiss, and he kissed his own hand because he didn't want to, lead her on or touch her or anything, which is interesting to see. Guy seems really cool. Very much a player, undeniably. He knows that he's a good-looking guy who's in shape. Eva tells the E that, oh yeah, I've got, a ballroom and ballet background. And they're like, really? Because currently we're just getting in, girls from the local area. If we get like a standard girl, that'd be great. She sees this as an ultimate opportunity for her to get on the main roster. Okay? Her boyfriend shows up, proposes to her, so at this time she's now also engaged. Has a meeting with him, not wearing the wedding ring. And it's hyping up, I can dance, it'll look great. He's into her. Well, he probably wants to be more into her. And then they do a dress rehearsal. Oh, I should probably let it be known, she can't dance at all. At all. At all. So she's a horrible job. So the talent managers who went to bat for her, saying, yeah, she said she's got a ballet, and a ballroom dancing background. She can do this. Dress rehearsal, and she bombs. Bombs horribly. There's no second shot. Even Fandango was like, wow, okay, this is not going to work. No. They're just dead in the water bad. And Steph yells at her. And Morris kind of says, if you do this again, that's it, you're gone. You'll never come back. So first one dealt a lot more with, Liv WrestleMania and all the issues with that. This one was more of the backstage and the politics, the Eva Marie storyline, as well as with the Funkadactyls and their wardrobe issues, as well as the Bellas. And it was weird because Brie and Brian seemed to have a really nice, relaxed lifestyle. where Nikki and John have this. They're ballers, just flat out. And you can tell that Nikki is kind of somewhat pushing Bree more towards that. Is this really how you want to live? Do you want to live in his parents' house? Where that's his folks' furniture, that's his parents' bed frame? I mean, you have a couple of kids, you can build in any direction, but it is the home he grew up in. Which, interesting from kind of the personal aspect of how they all interact with each other. So all in all, interesting episode. It's unique to see the other side, the behind the curtain aspect and what they do in their off time. But nowhere near as grand as last week's WrestleMania.